2.5 days and burned in excess of 7,000 to 9,000 degrees. Just to put that in perspective, the volcano on the Big Island last year when it was erupting was burning at 2,000 degrees. The Arizona sank in a period of 8.5 minutes, taking with her 1,177 lives, both Navy and Marine Corps personnel, giving the Arizona distinctions of having the largest loss of life of all the ships here in the harbor. She accounts for nearly half of all the casualties and deaths that occurred on Oahu that day. And today, the Arizona still represents the largest loss of life of any U.S. Navy ship. These were major factors in the Navy's decision after the war to build the memorial over the Arizona rather than another ship, or build the memorial in another location. The Arizona has another factor, and that is she had 38 sets of brothers and a father and a son aboard that morning. 23 sets of those brothers, along with the father and his son, never made it off the ship. Only 16 brothers survived, and only one full set of brothers survived. In spite of the large loss of life, there were 335 survivors of the Arizona's crew. Of that number, anywhere from 100 to 160 of them were aboard the ship at the time of the attack. The others were on liberty and they were on shore. Now, from December 1941 until October, early November of 1943, the Navy carried out a salvage operation here in the harbor, and they were largely successful. There were 187 ships here, and they managed to salvage all but 3 of the battleships, and they were the Arizona, the Oklahoma, and the Utah. There was a salvage operation aboard these ships, but it soon became readily apparent to the Navy that these ships were too badly damaged to fully bring back into service. The Navy stopped the salvage operations, but not before 150 to 200 Marines were removed from the Arizona. These remains largely could not be identified at the time, and today are buried in the National Cemetery of the Pacific here on Oahu at Punchbowl in unknown graves. Regardless of this, the Navy has declared everyone who died aboard the Arizona officially buried at sea, and it is for this reason and the fact that some of the Arizona survivors have requested and have received a burial at sea along with their shipmates, which makes the Arizona Memorial and the ship itself, because it is a living national cemetery. Now, there is still oil coming up from the Arizona. It is coming up about a drop a minute, about 5 to 10 quarts a day, depending upon the currents. It is not enough to harm the environment, but many of the survivors have speculated over the years that these are really the black tears of the men of the Arizona, and that the black tears will continue to come up until the last survivor dies. Whether this happens or not remains to be seen. There are 3 survivors still living, and about 300 to 500,000 gallons of fuel oil still aboard the Arizona. Nevertheless, whatever one wants to attribute to it, it is a lasting vestige of what happened here on Sunday, December 7, 1941. Now, the average age of the men of the Arizona was somewhere between 21 and 26. And yes, there were members of the crew that were older than this. Rear Admiral Isaac Kidd was the commander of Battleship Division 1, which included the Arizona. He, along with Captain Franklin Van Valkenburg, both went down with the ship. On the other hand, the youngest of the crew to die was Seaman Second Class Charles Barton, age 17. And like him, most of these men had their lives along with their hopes and dreams ahead of them. Instead, they gave up their lives along with their hopes and dreams so that we, the living, could live out our lives along with our hopes and dreams and hopefully fulfill them in peace and freedom. We haven't been in Shrine Room. We've got about 5 minutes. The boat is returning, so
Thank you.
oh, you're welcome.